everyone. I am at the community room. I'm doing my laundry in the laundry room, which is connected. The community room is right here. I hope you can't hear that, my laundry. Anyway, you walk in this door, and there's a little hallway with 2 bathrooms, one on each side. And then you walk a little bit more, and there's the laundry room. So, I thought I would make a video. I just hope you can't hear that very well, because I am doing laundry. A few things have happened here lately. I know it's been a while. At least it hasn't been a year. I want to try to figure out like what kind of videos I want to do. I mean, it's still going to be vlogging. But I'm like I said last time, like 10 things you may not know about me. If I have time, I'm going to tell you a couple. But I'm going to answer some questions. But before I do that, my kidney function has been a little out of whack. My iron is almost triple what it should be. She has no idea why. Neither do I, because I'm not on iron. And I do not eat iron-enriched foods, so we have no idea. So we're taking it again in August. And if it's still up, I'm going to have to go to a hematologist oncologist because they deal with your blood. So that's going to happen if it doesn't go down. I still have anemia, of course, and I'm trying to think. Oh, my A1C is 4.8, which is good. She said we can't really let it go lower, but the lowest it's been is 4.1. So, you know, I think I'm doing pretty good, and I can't eat that healthy because I don't have enough money. Which is another thing that upsets me because when you're diabetic, you're supposed to eat healthy. They make it very hard for you to eat healthy. So, especially when you have SSI and limited food stamps. And, you know, I'm blessed because I have it. That's the end of that. I went out to Chinese with my friends the other night. It was great to get out. I was so excited. We laughed the whole time. It was great. That was on Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. And then on Sunday, my friend Kevin asked me to go to his mom's Mother's Day, which there were other mothers there. It was all of his family. And my friend Kevin asked me to go. And at first I was like, you know, I'm going to sulk on Mother's Day. You know what I mean? I'm just going to sit here. But then I decided to go, and I had such a good time. It was so much fun. We played euchre. We talked trash to each other. See, I graduated with his sisters, his twin sisters. And Cheryl, her and I, we get together and laugh, like we cackle, okay? It's like cackling. And I miss her a lot. She's such a good person. But me and Kevin hang out every now and then, and, you know, he's a great guy. He's a really great guy. And I love to be around him. And let's see what else. Okay, I'm going to go into the questions. Combat Oasis wanted to ask me if my brother moved closer or farther away from me. He moved closer to me. He's less than a mile away. I would say 1/4 of a mile away. He's not that far, thank God. So if I needed him, he could be here quickly. And I had some questions from Tammy H. She wants some time to see if me and Stacy could hook up with her and her sister, just to hang out. We'll find out about, what part of Indiana are you from, by the way? Because if you go to the doctor in Indianapolis, I'm like right in the middle of there. I'm in a town called Fairmount, which is very small. And now y'all know. It's the home of James Dean. James Dean is buried here. Rebel Without a Cause, East of Eden. That James Dean, he's buried here. And Garfield was created here. So by our museum, we have a big Garfield dressed like James Dean. It's really cute. But yeah, I would love to meet up. When I'm at Stacy's next, I'll have to talk to her, and we'll see if it can happen. 'Cause I never know when I'm going to be there, but, I always enjoy it. Always. What is it that I like most about, this is from Tammy H2, about me and Stacy's friendship? All of it. We have known each other my mom died 16 years ago. We've known each other for 16 years. So it was way before YouTube. Yeah, I was really in bad shape when I met her because my mom had died 2 weeks before that. So it was, yeah. And today is the 13th anniversary of my dad's passing, so I've been trying to keep myself not to sulk and everything, but it's hard sometimes when you really miss them. I mean, Sunday was Mother's Day, and now this, it's just difficult. Another question was I engaged? And if not, have I ever been in love? Yes, I have been engaged for a couple years. We were together before that. Then he asked me to marry him, and then he left me. And he wrote me a note on my email that pretty much said that I was a nice piece of his journey, but love wasn't enough. So he didn't even break up with me to my face. He told me he was leaving to do other things, and then he was going to come back for me and the dogs and Zanny, because I had 2 dogs. And, yeah, he lied. And I had to be on suicide watch for 2 weeks. I was on a medication that pretty much knocked me out. Well, it made me a zombie because I couldn't even deal with the fact that he left me, because I really thought that we would be together forever. And, that didn't happen. So I have been in love a couple times, maybe 3 times, and I'm done. I don't think my heart could take another heartbreak. I mean, I'm just being honest. Being sick, and this is a lot to ask someone to take on. I have a lot of issues, and I just don't want to ask someone to take it on. And my heart just couldn't do it again. I loved him so much that it nearly killed me. My doctor told me he was going to put me in a mental... Okay, this is the thing. I cried for 3 days. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. All I did was cry. So my brother took me to the doctor. And my doctor got down to my level because I was still crying. And he said, I had just got out of the hospital because I had pneumonia. So he was down to my level, and he was holding my hand, and he told me that I couldn't do this to myself. He said, you just got out of the hospital from pneumonia. You don't have enough energy in your bank to take this on right now. he said, so if you don't stop crying, I'm going to have to put you somewhere. And I said, but I'm not crazy. I remember saying that. And he said, no, you're not crazy, but you can't do this. So my brother told me that he had said that I needed to take, I don't even know what the medicine was. I had to take this medicine every 4 hours, and it would make me vanilla. That's what he said. Like, I don't care. It means, you know. And I don't remember. So, anyway, yeah, there's a story about the love thing. Oh, there's a bee in here. Jeez. Anyway, if I could have any breed of dog, this is Tammy H. still, what kind would it be? Probably a small dog of some sort, maybe a Chihuahua, or what are they called? A Boston Terrier. I know that they're so excited, but I think they're really cute. So, yeah, that. And what happened to my parents? My dad was a severe diabetic, and he had a stroke, and I saw him have the stroke, and it was horrible. I called the ambulance, and he got mad at me, and he was hitting me, which he didn't even realize he was doing. And I was trying to keep it together. He kept wanting to get up, and I knew his one side didn't work because his mouth was drawn and all that. I've got to hurry. And so I went in and got the phone, and I unlocked the door, and I called 911, and he kept screaming at me, there's nothing wrong with me, and on and on and on. Well, the ambulance got there, and they were making him, I hate those things. Sorry. Anyway, they were trying to make him squeeze on their hands and stuff, and they said, don't you think if this was your daughter, you would want her to be taken care of, so can you do this for her? So he left. As soon as they left, I had to follow, but before, I just fell on the floor and cried, because I can keep it together in a situation, but after it's over, I'm done. I know I laid on that floor for probably 20 minutes crying, because it was one of the worst things I've ever seen. And then he passed away. I was there with him. I was holding his hand and rubbing his bald head. I would have never wanted to be anywhere else. And then my mom is a different story. Dad was 64 when he died, and today's the date, 13 years ago. But when Mom died, it was another story. She had a blood disorder called myelofibrosis, and she had to go in because she had pneumonia, and they said, they had to put a PICC line in her arm. Well, she got a blood clot in her arm, so they had to start giving her Coumadin. So she started bleeding internally. And when I went in there, they didn't warn me well enough. They said there was a little bit of blood for me to, be prepared. And I walked in there, and it was nothing like a little bit of blood. Her eyes were bleeding. Her nose was bleeding. She had a big blood clot in her mouth. And that is the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I had to watch my mom bleed to death. And I was holding her hand when she died, and that was really difficult. But anyway, it's 1440. So thank you for the questions. If you have any more, I will answer them. Next time, I'm going to do the 10 things that you don't know about me. Bye, everyone!